Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. I am back from our short trip, little vacation, and I was going to show you some things that I picked up at some antique stores. So this first one here is it's just a paper, it's not really a card, with a little greeting about mothers. Look at how yellowed that paper is. I have no idea how old it is. It doesn't say. But I thought that was pretty. Hopefully I can find everything. This is the second time I made my video because the first time there was so much glare on some of the photos that you couldn't even see what they were. Then this is in German, and I have no idea what all these words say. But this, I believe, means gift, and this says Sunday school. So it was some kind of gift given at Sunday school. I love this little booklet. I don't know what the German words say. I'm going to have to do some more research and look them up. But it's a little booklet that has a picture for every month of the year, and then I have no idea what's on the other side. If it's a little poem about that month or what, I don't know. But so there's January, February, March, April, May, June. Oh, this little card was in there too. It's just blank on the back. July, August. I thought they were so pretty, the images. September, October, November, and December. I'm hoping, and I've mentioned before, I need to get a different printer that scans really well, and I'm getting quite a collection of things to scan, things that I would like to use, but I don't want to use the originals, and some things like this I would put in my Etsy shop as a digital download. But I just haven't gotten a printer yet because it's a big expense and I want to make sure I get the right one, and I'm not sure which one to buy. So anyway, so I've got that. Oh, and I guess I'll show you the picture that's in here. Isn't she pretty? I love that picture. I don't even know how big it is. Oh, it's not much bigger than the opening. So I will use this folder as a backdrop for my items. I guess I can show you the non-paper things. This is a fabric sewing tape measure thing. I just thought it was really cool. It was only $1. Got a couple of doilies, and I liked these because they're very, very thin, so they don't add a lot of bulk to the books. There was something else that I got that wasn't, oh, I know. This, and if anyone knows what game this is, I don't know what game this is. It says on here it's Old Maid, but it's not Old Maid. I liked the image on the back of the card. I thought that was very vintage looking. First I thought it was maybe authors, but it's not authors either. Or is it authors? And you have to decide who. Maybe it is authors. You have to decide who wrote that. It's got that. Maybe it is authors. I should look that up and see. I remember playing authors when I was a kid at my grandma's house. That was a long time ago, so I'm not sure. It might be authors. And then I was excited to find this. This is a wedding invitation from, I don't know if you can see it, it's 1887. They had some others, but they were all in pieces. This is the only one that was intact. So it's got like a decal edge. I don't know if you can tell, but it has an embossed wedding bell on there. And that's just a paper that they have put on the top. So it would fold up like this and then down like this, but I don't want to completely fold it because it's starting to rip already. I was excited about that find because I would like to do a vintage wedding junk journal at some point. And I picked up, now I'm going to see if I can get these to film without glare, because these were some of the ones that had so much glare you couldn't even make out what they were. So I may put them off to the side a little bit, see if that doesn't glare if I put it over here. Let me see if you can still see it. So there's one bride and groom. Hopefully you can see that okay. And another one. I love that dress with the poofy sleeves. If I put it in the middle, it was picking up glare from my light, so I'm hoping this is better. And there's one. They're actually holding hands. I don't know if I see too many of them where they're holding hands. That one, she had her arm through his arm. Okay. And this one, on the bottom, someone wrote the arrangement, so I'm assuming it maybe was an arranged marriage. So I've got those. I got some stamps. They had more, but the reason I picked these was because they were red, and I don't have a whole lot of red stamps. So got that. I had these more organized the first time I did it. Let's see, what else is sitting here? Oh, I got a bag that had a bunch of postcards and envelopes. So these ones are just plain postcards. I just liked the writing on them. This one is, that one's typed. But the rest of these are handwritten. Oh, except that one's typed too, I guess. But the fronts of them are just plain. They're not not fancy ones. This is 1962, 58, 62, 62, and 1962 again. That one's 58. And I don't know what that one is. Alright, and so I said there were also some envelopes in there, in that bag. I had no idea what all I was getting. So a couple of them were just envelopes with nothing in them. There were 3, I think it is, that had some handwritten letters in, so I was excited about that because I like getting those. I don't know I have any handwritten letters besides these. This one I was so excited when I saw the outside, but when I saw the inside I was disappointed. Look at that handwriting. Isn't that beautiful? But inside it's not as nice. It's pencil, and so that kind of smudges, and it isn't as pretty of writing. But I'm still excited about getting the letter, the handwritten letter. Then in that same bag, there were a bunch of vintage Christmas cards in the envelopes. This was the prettiest one, I thought. And these were all from 1955 was the postmark on all these. So there's the card for that one. Card for that one. Most of them are pretty plain on the inside. Just had pretty outsides. A lot of these are kind of like that parchment paper, I think you would call it, that they were made from. That one's cute. Very retro looking. Ooh, this one has a letter in it. I did not know that. A little note. Handwritten note. And this one actually has like a little felt or something there. And the last one. So some vintage Christmas cards. Set those aside, and then I got some photos and postcards. There's that. I love this one, the little girl having tea. I just love that picture. And this one's adorable too, with the two little kids at the little table. This one I think I will set to the side. It has a little glare to it too. Maybe you can see it better. Let me check and make sure. So they must be sisters. They look very much alike. And I have to tell you a story about long curls. I love their long curls. And when I was growing up, my grandma would stay out at the farm, and she would wrap my cousin's hair in rags and make these long curls, and I begged and begged and begged for long curls, and my grandma said, your hair's too short. But I begged anyway, and she gave in and wrapped my hair up in rags, and the next day I had these ringlets stuck to my head because obviously my hair was too short. So I was kind of disappointed because I just loved their long curls. So there's that one. It's a portrait, but it's actually made into a postcard. So then I got some vintage postcards. We went to several antique stores in some different towns, but the last one we went to, oh my goodness, it was the biggest antique store I have ever seen. There might be bigger ones, but that I haven't seen, but it's the biggest that I've seen. It was an antique mall where people would, rent a booth space. It's huge, 2 stories, and oh my goodness, stuff everywhere. And some booths just had box after box after box filled with postcards. And I found out that I have very expensive tastes in postcards. The ones that I liked the most ranged anywhere from $8 to $25 a piece. I didn't realize there'd be any postcards that were $25. I did not get those. That's pretty. This one's really pretty. I love that one. And this one I just had to get. This little girl was so cute. Look at that hair. It's just kind of curls all over the place. But I just thought she was adorable. And I loved this one. Of course, I love pink. So I loved that one. Then I got some that were more vintage colors. Just neutrals. Oh, I'm running out of time. I went longer on this video than the first time I made it. And I just love that picture. Okay, I better hurry here. I'm almost done. Okay, so some of these cabinet cards that I got were all were like in a bag, so you had to take whatever was in there. Trying to pick out the ones that aren't shiny. I'll do those last. That one's a little shiny, but not too bad. There's a family. I love the look on that little girl's face. It's like, oh great, I'd have to get my picture taken. And that one. Okay, the rest of these I'm going to show off to the side because of the glare. So we'll see if it works. So I would also like to do a kids, like a baby, vintage baby book type one. So I've got some that are real little kids, babies and toddlers. Love that one, those chubby cheeks. This one, it's so clear. So many of the older pictures, they don't look as clear, but that one is so clear. That. These two weren't ones that I necessarily had intended on buying. They were just in between some others that I wanted. My alarm just went off. So there's the last one. Looks like a school picture, a teacher with her whole group of kids. So those are all of my finds from the antique stores that I went to this weekend. I hope you enjoyed looking at them, and hopefully soon I can get a printer so that I can offer some of these printables. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful night or day depending on what time you're watching. Bye!